Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we have an offense that keeps itself on the field. The Steelers are top 10 in converting third down opportunities, and they'll be up against that Jags defense looking to knock that conversion rate down. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Guyton. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape in their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their 35-year-old quarterback in his 14th year now, Ben Roethlisberger.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh has long prided itself on being a defense-first team, but if you look at the last 3, 4, 5 seasons, it's been their offense that's led them. In 2016, they were 7th overall in total offense, and they can hit you through the air, on the ground. No matter what they do, they're hard to prepare for.
On second down, it's Bell, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down. And time to take a look at the Jaguar defense.
Malik Jackson won a Super Bowl in Denver before moving to Jacksonville as a big-time free agent, and he justified that signing, too. 6.5 sacks, a career high in 2016. I love what he did off the field, partner. Do you see this little note we've got on him? 181 pet adoptions made possible by Malik Jackson paying the fees in the offseason.
Strong fella, soft heart. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go.
Now it's Roethlisberger. He completes it to Bryant. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Offense needs something here on second down. It is 2nd and long. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And his throw is in. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. Now Ben on 3rd and long. Over the middle here to Brown. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. And Antonio Brown yet to get back on his feet. Apparently shaking up that last play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're brought out there by their fourth-year quarterback from Central Florida, Blake Bortles.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And the box that's highlighted is for Hearns on this offense.
Do you have your track shoes available? Because Allen Hearns is a guy that gets you on your horse if you're trying to defend him. He can take anyone deep and win on any route.
2nd down following the run. They'll run it again with Fournette. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard, right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And a look at the Steelers' defensive unit.
When talking about Cameron Hayward, I think it's a mistake if people just describe him as a base defensive end. Because, yes, he does hold up well against the running game and holds the point of attack. But I think he also has very good pass rush moves as he makes his way towards the quarterback. The Steelers insert their nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB. Shotgun now for Bortles. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cole. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
When you surrender 24 turnovers in a season, 16 interceptions, 8 fumbles lost, Blake Bortles, you do hire a quarterback guru to try and get you right, don't you?
And that's what he did. Has to limit those turnover numbers, doesn't he?
He has a defense that's ready to play right now. He needs to help them by taking care of the ball.
Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Again, it's Fournette. And he's brought down. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week. He was, without a doubt, one of the catalysts in that victory.
And he can really be the glue that makes this offense go, because when defenders have to commit to stopping him, that just opens up more opportunities in the passing game.
Fournette, a first down carry. And a short gain down to about the 33. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
Trying to lay one up deep, and he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. And this one is right down Broadway. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Now Ridley. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll run with Ridley. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he's brought down. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
2nd down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. Here's Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop him?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically, but a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. He had a great read there from his free safety position. And, Charles, you know with those guys, it's all about their eyes. They have to be laser-focused.
Yeah, I had to fake my way through it when I was playing, but now I can see exactly what they're doing. And on that play, he obviously had no presence to feel like he's being pushed for a pass. And without that, that allowed him to get up to the line of scrimmage and hold him to no gain.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
And Boswell's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On 2nd down, here's Bortles. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The veteran tight end, Mercedes Lewis, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And this is going to be incomplete. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will get it at their own 20-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Here's Roethlisberger. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And now it's third down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
Now they try the right side here. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they... overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. And from down in Miami, an update. And it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Fournette on the counter. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. It's a tight game here early. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside the former defensive back, Charles, as we begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. Borrell's going to throw. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
And Leonard Fournette impressing there with that run. It's hard to believe that no Jacksonville Jaguar has broken 1,000 yards since Maurice Jones-Drew in 2011. I think Leonard Fournette could be that guy.
Even with the ankle injury last year at LSU, still averaged 6.5 yards per carry.
And absolutely intimidated opposing defenses. A lot of guys simply didn't want to tackle him.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Looking and finding Allen Hurns. Bortles on the hook up to Hurns for the Jaguar first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And complete to Lewis over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Bortles now on first down. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose, and it's picked up by the Steelers. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. 20, 10, 5, and he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Now they run with a backup. It's Chris Ivory. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. Second quarter here, he has only 1 catch, but they have the lead. You got to think, though, he's going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right now, with them losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, so far, just the single catch. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
They run with a former Michigan man. This is Fitzgerald Toussaint. And he powers his way up past the 30. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
And the Steelers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now they'll run it with Toussaint. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there? Swarming to it and not allowing that to happen. Did not let him get downfield.
Meanwhile, over in Cincinnati, and the Bengals out to the early advantage. Andy Dalton leading the charge offensively. A handoff as they run the counter play. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
Offense.
They get the tackle, Marcus Gilbert. 2nd-round pick back in 2011 out of Florida.
Still 3rd down.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
And coming up later tonight in the NFL, we'll have the Chiefs heading down to Houston to take on the Texans. And then on Monday night, it'll be an NFC North battle. Vikings and Bears from Soldier Field.
Traditional rivals getting after it one more time.
Throwing is Bortles. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. offense readies for a 2nd and 1. To throw is Bortles. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. The 20. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger, and an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gap. That is going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So a bullet dodge there defensively. They surrender excellent field position on the kick return, but it winds up not costing them a thing.
And that's a tough sequence of events from an offensive perspective. The inability to get first downs leads to the field goal try. And the inability to cash that in leads to nothing on the scoreboard.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Bortles. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Bortles now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. 2nd down now after the pass completion. From the gun, it's Bortles. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. They can't tackle him. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping it.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Clock running as Bortles hurries to try to get his guys set. Orders to throw on second down. And the pressure gets to him again. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Bortles now on third and goal. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. And now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. And Lambeau will put this one through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a field goal here. They're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
Now he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks. Around the NFL, they're into the second quarter in the Meadowlands. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Steelers are happy to be sitting in the locker room with the lead. The Jaguars didn't play their best, and they'll need to be at their best now to come back. All right, let's roll the highlights. Jaguars have it early in the second. Ivory's by himself here, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to their own 42-yard line. Later on the drive, a fumble would get the defense off the field. Now, following the interception, defense is going to come away with the sack. This ends up as a loss of 9. So that'll do it for us here in Orlando. Let's get back up to Pittsburgh as we hand it back over to Brandon Guy.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved.
False start, offense.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now Bortles throwing on second down. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Jaguars on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Brad Nordman now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Second down following the run. Roethlisberger. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Now it's Roethlisberger. This one complete, right side to McDonald. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to swing the tight end free downfield for the completion.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They go play action here on first down. And that's complete to Jesse James. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. That one goes for 24 yards. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. And the play clock's running down. Here's the fullback. This is Roosevelt Nix. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Play clock winding down. Now Roethlisberger. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars. Marquise Lee, 79 yards. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, all right? That's all on him, but he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind and get back out there. This drive, very important.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to face a third down. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, instead of 4th down after the incompletion, it'll be 1st down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Paul Posluszny. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. Over the middle, complete. It's Lewis. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
A handoff to Fournette, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it, rest of the game. And that does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tackling.
And the defenders know it too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know what the rule is. First guy hold up the runner, everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
Bortles going to run the draw with Fournette. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. A 3rd quarter score now from MetLife Stadium. Chargers have just stretched their lead with a score. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Now Bortles. He's got the hook up to Lee. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield. Those guys made that play possible.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Got to give a lot of credit to the defensive front there. They held their ground, pretty much stoned them on that play, and ended up creating a lost yardage play.
Yeah, drop him from the 1 back to the 2. On the ground, Ivory. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that...
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And Lambeau will put this one through. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid as usual. And this is what you need to do. Make sure you get points out of every possession. And so far, they've done a nice job of that.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Fresh set of downs here. And they give this time to the tailback. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
And on 2nd and 10 now. the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 46. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown.
Partner, I know it's hard to believe, but sometimes guys who are built with the dimension of linebackers can actually get lost from sight by the quarterback.
Well, they're usually not the tallest guys.
So, yeah, that allows them sometimes to kind of hide down in there, kind of get a little bit lower, and maybe he just never saw him. But, boy, he sure wishes he had. He picked it off and ran it all the way back for a touchdown.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And they turned the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized with a little bit on top.
It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now Roethlisberger on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
On third down, Roethlisberger. He completes it to Bryant. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And he's brought down. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Calais Campbell in there to get him for a loss of 5.
Calais Campbell, all 6 feet 8 inches of him, signed away from Arizona in the offseason. He's going to be a mainstay, the defensive front for Jacksonville.
8 sacks last year, hoping to build off that. Those 8 sacks were just one off his career high.
Yeah, he's an excellent player, whole lot of man.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Here's Roethlisberger. And James has it. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Roethlisberger to his big target, James. All 6-7 of him for a Steeler first down. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They run. This is Toussaint. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 40, 30, past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Lambeau on for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. They have gone to the 4th quarter, by the way, in that game in Cleveland. The Jets continuing to pour it on. They're opening the lead up even further. A win, if they can get it, would be their first on the year. They run the counter now on first down. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. And he whips that one incomplete there. Eli Rogers, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is going to be incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Bortles going to throw here. That's complete right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags. Here's a give to Fournette. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So out comes the field goal team once more. And Lamb Lambeau will put this one through. They're all through up in Detroit. And the Panthers are starting to pull away in that one. Cam Newton, a touchdown pass to help lead the way. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the fourth.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, and you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Now, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Jaguars, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the LA Rams. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we sign off from Heinz Field.